Welcome to part 10 of the Peterbilt 359 build-up. We've hit a bit of a milestone now, which is fantastic. All the lights are sorted out in the truck. I've got the roof lining in place now. Again, that kind of just helps to hide the wires as well, which is the main purpose really of putting the roof lining in. So that's done. We've also got the chrome windows in place as well. They've not long been sprayed and the masking tape removed, and they're looking pretty good, so happy with that. We've also got the 3 parts on the inside of the engine bay there that have been painted as well, so that's looking good. So the only thing left really, or the only things that are left for the cab, is to get the air horns in on the top. Need to get the glass in for the windows, so that'll do both sides of that, and also those little quarter windows on the sides as well. The other thing to get in is going to be the windscreen wipers. We obviously need to get the cab in place as well. Just need to do a little bit more work on the inside. These chrome strips here, I just need to basically do the chrome on the inside of those as well, just to get them looking good, and then that'll be done. And I think that's going to be about it for the cab, actually, to be fair. I think once we've got those few little bits in place, the cab is going to be almost done. It's just, I think, a case of the sun visor, or whatever the hell you call that, that needs to go on the roof. That kind of joins in from that point there and that point there as well, and that's going to be about it. So yeah, the cab is nearly finished, thank God. As soon as that's finished, I'll then be able to go on to doing the paint job for the sleeper cab and getting that all sorted out. Still waiting for the LEDs to come in to be able to do the bumper. But effectively we are up to stage 63 now, which is good. I mean, obviously I've got to get the front bumper on still, because still got to get the rear lights on. I think whilst I'm waiting for this chrome to dry off properly sorry, excuse me, I think whilst I'm waiting for the chrome paint to dry off properly on that, I think I might actually get the rear lights in, then at least I know that that side's done, and I don't have to worry about that bit too much. So I think that's going to be the order of business, actually. But as soon as I've got some more progress made to the cab, I will come back to you. The rear lights are in place now. I just need to obviously sort out the wires and get them attached, but I'll do that at a bit of a later stage, really, to be fair. No need to really worry about those yet. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this really thin wire run as long as far as I possibly can, actually, and then I'll attach the wrapping wire to the end of it and run that along the inside of the chassis, and the resistor that I'll put on these two are actually put on inside the cab. I think that's going to be the best way of doing it, really, and then at least that way the resistors are going to be hidden in the inside of the sleeper cab. I think that might be the best way to do it. I don't know yet, depends, just have to have a look and see. Still working on the cab at the moment, nearly finished on that, so as soon as that's put together, I'll come back to you. So we've got the cab together now, which is great news. Just need to sort out the wiring bits and pieces for it now. Purposely left off all of the auxiliary parts. I mean the windscreen wipers and the air horns I've kind of left off for the moment, and there's a few other little bits and pieces that need to fit onto that, but I'm just going to leave those off really until such time that the the sleeper cab has actually been completed, because I need to put the sleeper cab on the back of this first before I can carry on and get that whole lot put together. So I'm just going to leave off all of the delicate parts to this, and then I just put the sleeper cab on, or attach the sleeper cab to this part, and then I'll put the whole lot on the truck, and then once that's done, then I'll just put all of the other little sort of delicate pieces on. But kind of before I get to that stage, really, I want to get the front bumper on with all the lights in it working properly. Main reason being is that I don't want to be messing about and having the thing upside down with the cab on top. It's going to be a lot easier just to get the bumper on with the lights in, whilst it's just still the chassis on itself. But we are getting there. It's starting to look pretty good. You can see the little driver in there, and then if we just turn around that view there, you can see inside the truck as well. Let's see if we can, there you go, you can see the little man quite happy. That's what it's like at the back end. All these wires here will just immediately go into the back of the sleeper cab, so that's fine. I've got the resistor taped up there as well, well, not taped up, sorry, shrink wrapped, so that should be okay. And let's see if we can see what he looks like on the inside. There you go, there's my little man in there. He said he's actually touching the roof, but that's cool, that's fine. And that's what it looks like on the underside. I've had to paint that matte black, oh sorry, semi-gloss black, and there we've got the internal parts that have been done as well. So yeah, that's looking good. Quite happy with the progress on that, actually, to be fair. As I say, a few more bits left to go on that, but not too much. And then I think I'm going to be now turning my attention to the sleeper cab. I've actually decided to paint the whole of the sleeper cab in violet, and I think it's going to look pretty good, actually, to be quite honest. With if we just kind of gently mock this up like so, I think, to be quite honest, that's going to look quite good with the whole sleeper cab done in the violet. Yeah, I think that looked pretty good. So that's what's happening. I think that's going to look pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it for the moment, guys. As soon as I've got some more work done to this wee beastie, I will come back to you. I just thought I would put the main cab on the chassis just to see what it was going to look like. Obviously, it's not on there permanently. I just wanted to have a little sneaky look as to what it's going to look like, and yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. I like the look of that. Quite happy with the progress that we've got on this so far. The good news is the fact that the cab actually hit the mounts dead on. It's a little bit tight, but it hit the mounts dead on. It's not glued on, obviously, at the moment, because I need to get the sleeper cab glued to the main part of the cab itself, and then the rest of it needs to sort of then be put together. So it's just temporarily put on, and I think I'm just going to leave it like that whilst I'm working on the sleeper cab. But yeah, quite happy with the way that that's actually looking, to be fair. I think that's starting to look pretty good. So onwards and upwards. So I'm just going to carry on, get some more work done to get the sleeper cab finished off, should I say, and then as soon as that's done, I will come back to you. Okay, time for an update now. I know it's been sort of 6, maybe 7 weeks since I last posted. There's been a few sort of issues, really, some of them to do with the model, and some of them really just to sort of basically do with my own health. It's not been too great for me just recently with my neck. For some reason, it's just decided to start hurting a bit more than normal. I think the injections that I had almost 3 months ago are actually starting to wear off. Luckily enough, I am due to go back towards the end of this month to have another lot of injections. So hopefully that should actually help, and it'll also be an increased dosage as well. But yeah, one of the biggest problems that I've had, which has been holding me back really, is the fact that I need to really get the lights on in the bumper. Because I'm going to need, I really do need to get the bumper put onto the body of the vehicle, or I'm sorry, onto the chassis of the truck, before I really sort of start doing anything else, because I need to get these the wires routed through, ready to be put into the sleeper cab. And as you most remember, hopefully you can remember, I had a bit of an issue where I shorted the SMDs by mistake, and I didn't have enough to finish the job, so I had to go out and buy some more. But unfortunately, the guy that I always buy my SMDs from, didn't actually have the same ones in stock that I needed. He had them in a smaller SMD. And that smaller SMD looks a bit like that. So if we can get that into camera, so you can see that's actually very, very tiny. And therein lies the problem, is the wire that's actually been used for this. If we get that into shot, you'll be able to see it there, hopefully. There is, funnily enough, on that, there's 3 strands of wire in there that are wrapped around each other. And I'm not sure what this plastic coating is that they've got on there, but boy, it's horrible. You can't melt it with a soldering iron, it just doesn't budge. You can't remove it with a flame, otherwise the strands of wire that are actually in there, they tend to glow red and then break, so you can't even solder them on after you've sort of used the flame, and you can't even really pull the casing off either. It's kind of got an elastic property to it. It's really weird. It's not like the normal sort of jacket that you would get around, like wrapping wire, where you can just pull it off with your fingers and it's off, and you know the wire's exposed. It's not like that at all. It's that stuff, the wrapping on these wires, it's like it's got an elastic property to it, because it just stretches and stretches and stretches and stretches, and that's all it seems to do. And then at one point it will break, but when it does break, it'll actually take the wire with it as well. So from that point of view, you can't do it either. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum, really, those ones to use. We've still got a packet of 30 of them. Now, obviously, I'm going to keep them, because you never know in the future. There could be a build that I do where I don't need to worry about wires, and I could just use those instead, with all the wires being hidden on the inside, so it wouldn't really matter. So luckily enough, I've been looking on his website again, and the good thing is he's actually got some more of the ones that I've used before, which are these ones, which were the original bunch that I used. So I bought those, and then again I've had to wait for them to come in because they're coming from Germany. It can take a bit of time, but you know, I'm not too fussed on that. So that's that side of it. So we got that, so we can actually now start getting this bumper done to get it onto the chassis of the truck. But yeah, as I say, you know, I had a few, you know, issues with my neck as well just recently. It's not been playing ball, and then obviously, as you can remember, you know, my sister with her problems, you know, that's been a bit sort of, I mean, she's all right, but you know, there's been a few problems in that area as well, and then sort of other sort of general health issues that I seem to have picked up as well just recently, which are being looked into, and it just seems to be never ending, really. But never mind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all of these wires put, oh sorry, not all of these wires, I'm going to get all of the SMDs put in, on this bumper. Even if it kills me, I'm going to get this done today. And then hopefully we can get that put on the truck as well, and then we can then start on the other stuff. One last push to get this sort of truck done. The other good news is the fact that I managed to buy the pearlescent orange paint that was required for the Mustang. So as soon as the truck's finished, I'll be able to get back to the Mustang and get that finished. So as soon as I've got something else to show you, I will come back to you. We got some pretty good success on the lights on the bumper now. We have had a little upsy-daisy, and it was me, to be fair, on this particular SMD. Just trying to straighten them all up as much as I possibly can, really, before they go on to, or before the bumper gets glued onto the chassis. And unfortunately I've moved that one a bit too much, and I've broke one of the wires on it. Now they're kind of like really thin. If we look at this SMD here, if we just bring that into shot as much as we can, I mean, you can see how tiny those SMDs are. I mean, the wires themselves, they're about the thickness of a human hair, I think. So it's quite understandable that that one's broken. It's a bit of a shame, actually, because the rest of them are looking pretty good. But hey ho, do you know what? These things happen occasionally, and it sure beats the fight that I've had with these previously as well. So all I need to do is just replace that one, and that'll be alright. And then I think we call that job done on those. Some of them still need a little bit of finessing. I think this one here, unfortunately, that one I can't move down any further, because unfortunately that's been drilled a bit. The hole was drilled a bit too high, so that one's forever going to be slightly out of place, really. But never mind. I mean, apart from that, the effect looks good. It's kind of, you know, the right level of brightness that I'm looking for as well, which is great. Happy with that. So as I say, I just need to replace that one SMD, and that'll be done. I've got the decals. I've been working on those. That Dave from DJ Model Works has kindly done for me. I've given them, I only need one, but there's two on there. But yeah, I've given them a 3 coats of clear coat on there, and I'm just going to put another one on there just to, you know, just for good luck. Once clear coat's dried on those properly, I will then be able to put those decals onto the back of the cab. I'm not worried really, to be quite honest, about putting any gloss coat on there before I put those on. Main reason being is that because it is a white decal, and the whole of the decal is colour anyway, it's not going to silver, so I'll get that put on and then leave it for sort of like 2 or 3 days just to let it dry off completely, and then I'll put the clear coat over the top of those, and then I can start the wonderful job of putting all the lighting in on those. I think there is near on 30 SMDs that are going on the back of that one, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the body to do, but never mind, these things happen. You know, these are the things that we let ourselves in for. But yeah, once they're in, everything should be alright. But yeah, that's about it for the moment. As I say, I'm just going to get that SMD replaced, get that on the bumper. As soon as I've got some more progress done on this wee beastie, I will come back to you.